This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
From what day you may find out, certain people not like me. Everyone focus bag a thing now. Next to me I do it like Nike, but me not fear no guy now. No matter how hard them a spite me, I go and do me thing now. Me just a do it like Nike. Me just a do it like Nike. Me just a do it like Nike. Me like it. Me just a do it like Nike. Them want poison me, throw me thing up. Pass me and them girlfriend a link up. Dog, where you did that?
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by the Bahamas Out Island Promotion Board, BTC, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, Kalina Insurance Limited, the Deposit Insurance Corporation, Dunkin' Donuts, Faith Center Ministries, Fine Threads, First Caribbean Bank, Grand Bahama News, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, and Tropical Gyros.
Certain people don't like me. Everyone focus bag a thing now. Next to me I do it like Nike.
Good afternoon. Sure, happy day. This is Pearly in the house filling in for Naughty today, and we're on Talking Heads on Guardian Radio 96.9 after to this chilly day. But Bahamians can say cold because we in little blow everybody put on sweater. But it's kind of a chilling out day, I call it, But we'll all chill out together right now, and we'll talk some stuff. Just before we get it, if you want to call in, it's 323-6232, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4316, 325-4259, 325-4259. If you want to call in from the Family Islands, 242-300-5720. That's 242-300-5720. And our text line 422-4796. That's 422-4796. It's so good to be back here with you today. I missed Naughty yesterday, doing some other things. I couldn't be on the show yesterday. I missed it. I don't know if you're going to talk bad with me or not, but that's fine. What's happening in the papers today? Some interesting stuff coming up in our little Bahama land. But let's see the headlines for the Guardian this morning. Says the PM admits asking SBF to speak with son. Davis' email to FTX founder goes public. Pintard says the government is deceiving us in BPL. Mitchell says Davis asked him to run for chairman of the PLP. Grant, my plan is to listen to the people first. Top business, in the top business is PM highlights provision of new consumer protection legislation, provide framework for lodging consumer complaints and investigations, criminalizes bad business practices, including I hope ads in that too. AML food sales up, but inflation pressures continue. Bahamas are going route this month. Entrepreneur pens and launches first in a series of kids' books. I like throw gas at Yoruba 618, SO 607, and Chef Gallon. Man, please go down, gas, please. Wow, $6. I remember when they used to pay 56 cents a gallon. I shouldn't say that, I didn't know my age. I remember it was 56 cents a gallon. I remember the kind of creeping up people complaining it was $1 something a gallon. $6.11 per gallon of gas. And people still driving like they got nowhere to go and they don't care. If I drive, I got to go and right back. I ain't up and down cruising no more. Sometimes you take that little drive out west and then go get ice cream. Few and far apart now. By the time you do all that, you can't afford the ice cream. So people, what do you think about this? The PM at SBF to speak with son. And ain't nobody outright deny nothing. They just say nothing was ever done. But you ask, do we look at that as a no-no? Do we look at that as a okay? I keep saying great show as usual, and I just start, but I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Great show as usual. Freed Bachman, me and SBF, is going to jail. The question is how many people he will pull down with him, and also how bad will he sully the Bahamas name and brand by bringing Brave in the mix, he looks like he wants company in federal prison. Well, I ain't never getting that far with anybody in the Bahamas, but a good look for our country. It's not a good look. Them fellas over there looking at us like, ooh, they're making believe that anybody, could get anything. Basketball game. See, I don't have no problem with doing things like going where you have to go, But if you're going to compromise your decision making or compromise and put you in a position that you don't want to be seen in like now, then why do it? Man, I don't if I get afford it, I want them free. I can't afford it, so let's go to the game. But I ain't got nothing. I'm no powerful person in the government like that, so it don't matter to me. I don't think. But what do you think about it? How we feeling right now about BPL? Light bills, them still high as the sky. And then, Minister for Energy put some things out there yesterday. Leader of the opposition said they're deceiving. Where did this all begin? This unholy rise in fuel? Is this because of we didn't do the hedge fund? Is this because what the previous PLP government did by dropping the rates at a critical time when fuel was going up and put BPL in a tailspin per se? Is it? You know what? It's both sides to be blamed for not getting BPL correct the way it should be done. Both sides are to blame. Both sides should take some fault for it, but nobody can take fault for it. I think opposition leader did say that he felt that his side didn't manage it properly or made some mistakes. And I think he was admitting to that. But is the government so? I mean, and the thing is that the ability to do business at an affordable rate is a lot of things that factor in. But one of the most important things that factor in is your fuel costs, your electricity costs. Particularly if you're in a restaurant, a food store, something like that. That's a heavy cost to pay, and then you got to pay people's salary, and then people want they want better salaries, and if they ain't getting the better salaries, what do you think will happen? My daddy always used to say, pay a man a good salary and you lessen the chance of him thieving from you. But if you're, and many times it may not be that business not wanting to pay you better, That may come down to you got no choice. Because I can't afford to keep the business because my light bill like this, that bill like that, this bill like that, pilferage, shoplifting. So I can't give the salaries I want. Then you got to go put more money into security. So you put more money into security, and that takes away other monies. So it's quite interesting that nobody want to take the blame. But BPL is a problem. The light bill is too high. It's costing issues in our Bahamas. But I'm really interested in what's going on with FTX and SB. Oh, somebody asked for the number. If you want to call from the Family Islands, it's 242-300-5720. That's 300-5720. You can call from the Family Islands. Thanks for asking. I got another text here. Let's see this other text saying. I got a couple more. Okay. Good day, Pearlie. Fred Mitchell is afraid with running against Shane because Shane will win, and the PM want Fred to win. All of them afraid of Shane. But that's that's interesting. That is very interesting. Pearlie, here's where I'm at with the PM and the FTX thing. I have no problem with the PM asking and to talk or give advice to his son if no money was exchanged. Then I'm okay. Every parent does this. You go talk to so and so about the idea you have, or go speak to your MP. I'm not a PM, and guess what? I'm not disputing that. Anything I could do to help my kids, I will do. That's within the law. But when you see me or you doing a texter, it don't really, because we're not the big fries. But when the prime minister of the country uses his influence to get a favor for the son, even if it's only advice, that is wrong. It don't look good. The optics of it. Because I couldn't call SBF and say, can you talk to my son? He has a plan. I can't do that because I don't know him. If the prime minister was not prime minister, would he have been able to do that? I don't know. I think we need help from Florida Power and Light. I will write Uncle Sam a letter for help. Great show as usual. I work to an architect for him. After I get paid, I have two options: buy protection or buy food. My point is, we don't pay well in the Bahamas. No, we don't. Point noted, I agree. No, we don't. We don't pay well. And some of that is affecting the nurses because nurses getting a small salary here and going in the States and getting high five-figure, close to six-figure salaries. And doctors. A lot of our doctors are going to do their specialities or specialize and don't come home. Some don't come home for good, ever. Some don't come home for 5, 10, 15 years. And I know a whole bunch of them. I know a married doctor couple in Florida. I know another young doctor in New York. I know two in New York. I know one in Ohio. I know one has a major position in Alabama. These are Bahamians, our kids, who are not coming back. So we don't pay well, but I don't want to get into an argument about that part of it, but the power plays a major role in how you do your business, how much profit you make. And everybody, you into a business to maximize your profit. Let's get that real. You're in there to make money. So let's understand. Don't get mad. Oh, he's only trying to make a profit. No, he's in there to make money. Grant, my plan is to listen to the people first. And I've been following this election, and I've seen a lot of mudslinging and not discussing the issues. And I think when the good bishop was asked, and he said, "I'm gonna listen to the people," I thought that was admirable. Too many times the politicians come and say, "This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna say." You don't talk to the people and ask the people what they want, because most times the things you want to do, the people don't want. Most times the things you come up with to do, unless you consult with the people, is not what they want. So when you say he ain't got a plan, when you say he ain't got a plan, because he said he want to consult with the people, I didn't see the issue in that. Call you on the air. What's happening?
Pearlie Earl.
Hey, what's happening?
How are you?
I'm fine, my love. How are you?
I'm good. Do not call my name.
I'm not going to call. You call my whole. You're going to call my government name, but I ain't going to call your name. That's fine.
You're in a position this afternoon where I have that opportunity.
I hear you. Talk to me.
What I'm calling is regard to PMH.
Yes.
Something has to be done at PMH. People are becoming afraid to go into PMH, even for just emergencies, with fear they won't walk out.
Well, why,
Pearlie Earl.
why do you say that?
I call you Earl, right?
Let's stick with Pearlie. Let's just stick with Pearlie.
Stick with Pearlie.
Yeah, let's stick
Okay.
with Pearlie.
You know, it's like people are going in there for just small treatments, and they ain't coming out.
I mean, is that one or two cases here and there? Or that's because the way you say it sounds like everybody's
Pearlie
coming out.
is seemingly becoming prevalent. Now, this is hearsay, okay?
It's hearsay, okay.
Well, I can't say it's hearsay because there have been one or two instances where I know it was just small procedures that are done on a daily basis, and people are not walking out.
Yeah, but, we say small procedures because we as the lay people know the small procedures. We may not know what underlying issues that person had and going to have that, things like that do happen. See, I have the utmost confidence.
It's happening too often, Pearlie.
I have the utmost confidence in the doctors of the Bahamas because I got to. I got
and
family
I know
doctors.
why you may take that stand, but Pearlie, it is happening too often. I had an opportunity today to speak with a family, and something happened to a family member, And they are very upset because the family member went in for a procedure, came back out, and then had to go back in and didn't walk out.
Boy.
And in their opinion, it was just a simple procedure.
But I don't know the case, so I can't comment on it.
No, and I won't call any names, nothing.
Fair enough.
But many people are becoming afraid to go into our premier government health facility. And I think we need to look at that because we're going to have many suits coming out of what's going on up there. I know we talk about it being a teaching facility, but I don't need nobody to practice on me.
I
You know what I'm saying?
I think they're practicing. It's a teaching facility, but you don't. The younger doctors don't they don't make the decisions. They're teams. There's senior doctors and then other senior doctors at every level of it. So I think they're practicing because kind of say that piece. But what this is what I'm gonna do, caller. I am going to make a few phone calls. I can see if I can get the minister. I'm going to get to people, and when I come, I'm going to be doing the show for Naughty every Thursday for another few weeks. Next week Thursday, we're going to talk about PMH, and we're going to have some people on to guide me. Okay?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because we need that comfort and we need that confidence in our premier health facility.
Okay, we'll do that. And so next
You
week,
have a good evening.
Thank you, my dear.
Okay.
Got a text within government utilizing your professional capacity to further your private interest is the definition of a conflict of interest. The fact that money was not exchanged in the ask makes no difference. There was clear-cut conflict of information. Pearly, mudslinging is a Bahamian thing. We love mud. Pearly, we don't want to go PMH because we don't want to die. Call you on the air. Talk to me.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, this everything's okay, man. This Bryce from Chivenham. Christmas cousin Gully.
Hey, Gully, what's happening?
Man, listen, they prompted me to call. I listen to you and Naughty almost every day. But they prompted me to call after I heard the young lady just now. Calling. I just lost my wife some 4 weeks ago.
My condolences. My condolences.
And taking her to the hospital, PMH. 10 in the night. Saw a doctor about 12 the next day. When you go in the hospital, they normally take blood pressure test and all that.
Yes.
Blood pressure.
Yeah, they take your vitals.
When their pressure was low, and once we will give the up, told us a week late, that's like 4 o'clock the next day, and they just let my wife out. They weren't even taking the pressure back or anything. So that's a scary place to do, because going there, spend all those hours all night, and to know that they just sent home to die. What else could I say?
Oh, boy.
Where else in the world that happens? I began to say, only in the Bahamas, only in Nassau. And so
I feel your pain, my brother. I we'll be friends.
So. Call and talk about the PMH is so. I'm so sorry because the reality is the truth, and only like a person like me who lived it. I lived it, and lost my wife in a couple of hours when she didn't even get the professional help up there, sitting down on a gynae for hours in pain, and people just walking up and down, and the doctor just rushing and say they had to call him in, and still they didn't see her until the next day, 12 o'clock, after being there all night from 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that's
4 o'clock, you come and just tell me, okay, get car home, bring her back in 2 weeks. Didn't even put a cast on her foot. Then she fell and break her leg.
Oh, boy.
And so the pain is really, I've been married to her for 42 years. Imagine that.
I imagine. I know.
Okay, and no one, the sympathy, nothing. All night, and then 4 o'clock the next day. Man, listen, animals don't be treated like that.
Golly, I am so sorry for that. I am so sorry. And you're my prayers.
And so I'm left without a wife, my kids without a mother, grandmother, and that devastates me.
I understand.
You know, and I'm hoping and just praying, and the only place I can lean on right now, just lean on God and
Amen.
Him just pushing me and pulling me through this.
Just keep your faith in the Lord and just hold firm, bro.
You know,
You know,
what
He can
else
help
could
you
you have
get
to
through
do?
this.
So I don't know what can happen, and I said the government's them running around, they taking care of all of the like the priorities. They leaving the priority society because health is a nation supposed to be the wealth of a nation.
Yeah. But like I say, you know, I'm gonna make some calls through the week, and next week Thursday when I come back, we're gonna talk about PMH and see. Hopefully, we'll get somebody to come on who could give us some clarity. Because I am so.
Yeah, but you know, I'll be somewhere up in Fort Pierce, God willing, next week, the next several weeks, and hopefully I can hear it while I'm over there.
Let's get the Guardian. Let's put the Guardian up. Let's put the Guardian up. Let's put the Guardian up on your phone, and you'll be able to hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right, my brother. Be strong, okay, and keep you in my prayers.
And you continue doing a good work, man.
Thank you, my brother.
You make us proud.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Take care. God bless. Wow. I don't know what to say, and I know the good brother well. We grew up in Chippenham together. I know him well. My prayers are with you, bro. PMH is a death sentence. Sorry, it's just the truth. Oh boy. What the caller failed to realize is by the time people go to the hospital for a simple procedure, it's past critical. In some instances, that can be true. In some instances, people may be like these payments, and particularly male payments. I can get to the hospital. It is absolute. I have to. I can fight. I can try. I can drink surrogacy. I can try something, and then I can go. And that's how we go. We do that. That's we as a people do that, and we got to understand. We don't. And also, we go to the hospital for some minor things that ties up the hospital and major, and then we could go to the clinics for free. Same thing, free. And we have the people's line to go to the clinics as well for some smaller things so that the hospital can deal with. So incidents like that don't happen anymore. Mr. Producer, we have another call on the line. Caller on there. Good afternoon. Welcome to Talking Heads with Nutty. This is Pearly filling in.
What's up, Pearly?
What's up, my brother? What's happening?
Man, this is Petersburg calling. What's happening?
Hey, haven't heard from you in a little while. How you doing, man?
Right here, man. Right here. So what's happening?
Thank God for life. Thank God for this pain I get in my knee right now, you know.
Man, look here. Don't talk no pain, man. You get low. Man, I woke up this morning. It was down like 50-something degrees, and the wind blowing, man. It felt like 50 degrees in my neck of the woods.
I can imagine.
Man.
So what's up, man?
Man, check it out. I went to Walmart earlier this morning, man. And boy, these people, they don't waste no time. Thanksgiving in here. And they already got Valentine stuff in the store. I said, boy, don't waste no
So wait. They skipping Thanksgiving and Christmas and going straight to Valentine?
Then I get teddy bears, and chocolate cat. I said, they ain't wasted no damn.
So the price should be good right now. You come get some stuff right now and be ready.
Man, I had to take a picture and laugh, man. I said, it's crazy, man. Yeah, man, they had a mass shooting here in Tampa last week, man, in Ybor City. 2 people got shot and 16 people injured, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to be careful out there, man. I don't know what's going on with these people that do. And then the guy in Maine going nuts and kill over 20-some people as well.
Yeah, man, and these young people, they don't, man, like I said, they don't like, you know, we grew up back at our age, we use our fists to fight, you know. Everybody, see, the point of this, they got too many access to these guns here, man,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Anyway, in Nassau, man, everybody want to shoot, you know, and this is crazy.
I always say we watch them on TV because, you know, you watching these people get shoot up on TV, we think it's the same thing, but you don't realize them people on the TVs get up and go home.
You know, but back in the days, we used to watch all them Western and...
Yeah, but there was you know, there was Westerns, but there was days that back in the day to us back in the day. So we knew that was Western. We you know, the most we may do is show and rock at y'all. Hey, thanks for calling. I got a couple other callers on there.
All right, man. Hey,
take care, my brother. Good to hear your voice.
Lakers,
all the way. Well, they got the in-season tournament starting, so we can talk a little bit about that.
All right, man.
All right, my brother.
Safe, bro.
You take time.
Yo.
Got another caller there, Mr. Producer? Call you on the air. How'd go? Hello, are you there? Or did you? Hey, what's happening? Talk to me. Don't listen to the radio. Listen to the phone.
No, it sounds pretty low. You can hear me,
I can hear you. Yeah. What's up?
Aaron Cole is the blind one, Papa, man.
Hey, Papa, how you doing? I don't refer you as the blind. I refer you as Papa. That's what I know you as. I know you as the blind one. I know you as Papa.
It's okay, brother.
How you doing? How you doing, man? What's up?
Thank God for life with you, sir.
Amen.
Holding on. Pearly, I like the one with the gentleman. Say he's from Paul Fair.
I'm St. Petersburg, Florida.
Petersburg. Say Thanksgiving ain't reached yet, and he going to Walmart, and all he can see is Walmart. Them people ain't playing in the
commercialized, but America's a commercial country.
Yes, sir. You got a partnership open line?
Talk to me, bro.
Okay, I was trying to figure out what that is in the Guardian. How you feel about the story? What they talking about? I think
they got several stories in the Guardian. Tell the callers don't hang up now. They can take your calls.
The one with Christopher.
Oh, some of the texts have been saying is an outright conflict of interest, but the Prime Minister's spokespeople are denying that he received any particular favors, any funds, anything like that. But the fact that he asked for him to have the conversation, see, me or you can't do that. You cannot call. I cannot call for my son to get a meeting with him. I couldn't do that.
Early question. So what's going on? That's in the papers. They could prove it. They showing an email where he type it or something.
They're saying it. But he was crossing.
He don't admit things. Then I mean, if proof, we can't.
No, he was.
He basically don't admit things.
Sam Bankman-Fried was.
I never offered to pay our debts or nothing like that.
No, this is what he said. Listen up now. He was cross-examined. The email has been proven to be authentic. He said he doesn't read.
Brave Davis.
Yes, the Gmail from him. That's been proven to be authentic, so there ain't no doubt that happened.
Brave Davis sent the email to him.
Yes. Now,
saying what?
Asking him to have a conversation with his son, who in the email said he was a consultant for an FTX and whatever the letters are. Don't forgive me, but ask him to give him some advice on it. That was that's the gist of the email. Asking for his son was a consultant. He wanted to know if he could have a conversation with him. That was it.
The same kind of, and Christopher is a good man. So this ain't about Christopher. This what this when you is surprised. When this a situation when some of us feel like prime ministers them have too much power.
Amen.
And sometimes when you abuse your power and when you do it, and I always say it ain't what you do, it's how you do things. But I understand this kind of business. What they saying he was running. Some people use it for money laundering around the world.
That's been, they use it, they acquire tangible assets like property and stuff like that.
Early is that, I mean, thank God this thing comes to light and we get to find out that this, what you call a Ponzi scheme or something what they doing. Brave Davis, he said the man didn't never ask him or offer to pay our debts, right?
He didn't say that. The Prime Minister said that it happened. The guy said he didn't remember if he said that. So the guy didn't deny it. He just said, I don't remember if that was asked of me or if I said that. So
that's what the prosecutor questioned him.
Yeah, and he said, I don't remember if I said that. So,
like he changed up his talk. Listen, but Brave Davis could send an email to help his son, right? But it would have sounded better, if he was sending an email to, help with the country or something with the country. I mean, it really sounds like conflict of interest. It sounds like abuse of power.
Okay.
Some parts of the world, you just have to resign for this. I mean,
that ain't gonna happen.
Things with emails, but thank God for emails. Now we could prove that he did that. Because if they didn't have that proof, I guess he would have said he never said that.
And he has said, and then in the email it said FTX, but then it's
right now. But give me this before I go.
Go ahead.
I'd like just listening to you, and the call is them.
Go ahead.
Brave Davis wrong for doing that, right?
And that's who they
the Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, he wrong for that, right?
If that's your opinion, I understand that.
I'm asking you how you feel.
I'm not comfortable.
I feel like he wrong for that.
I'm not comfortable with it.
He should have never done. He should have been smarter than that.
I'm not comfortable with it. If that's what you want to know. Okay. Take care.
All right.
All right, Papa. Yeah, the next call on the line. Carly on the air. How you doing?
Hey, Anthony Burley.
I get right here, my brother. What's happening?
Not a thing, man. Listen, I hear you, telling some of your callers that you don't have no evidence or no proof of certain things when it comes to the hospital.
Well, I'm saying I don't personally, and I don't want to comment on something I'm not sure about. So I want to do my investigation. Then I have my comments.
Well, okay. Well, I calling you from my personal experience and what I still going through.
Okay.
See, like you say, if you become a little cold or a little profile, you little chest, you can drink with Cersei. But you can't do that with a broken bone.
No.
I experienced a broken bone 6 months ago.
Oh, boy.
Fractured femur, right?
Okay.
I am also renal patient.
Okay.
So when I went to the hospital, they put a temporary cast on me because, it was painful.
Yes.
The leg was broken in the wrong
Yes.
direction.
Uh-huh.
They admitted me to the ward, right?
Yes.
And in 4.5 days, no doctors, nobody came to me. The senior doctor came to me. I guess he was informed by the interns. And he told me 4.5 days after having a broken femur, fractured femur, that I got to leave the hospital. I discharged. I could go home. I say, Doc, how in the world you could send me home in 4.5 days with a fractured femur? Nobody come to check the leg. Nobody said the leg, nothing. Okay? I had to row in order to get them. And when Doc finally said, let me look at this cast. And he moved the cover. He said, oh, Jesus, that's the wrong cast. Okay? So somebody needs to do some investigations down in that cast room because they're getting away with 2 stuff anyway. Wow. Fast forward.
Okay.
They allowed me to stay in the hospital 3 more weeks.
Uh-huh.
And every day, one of them intern and the nurse or the PCAs come, oh, you discharged. They never corrected the record where docs say, I can't send you home like that with the incorrect cast. They had to change the cast on my leg. They still didn't set the leg. They still didn't do an x-ray to determine what was what. Month later, I was discharged. Okay. Now, you know what I suffered from now in the therapy?
What's that?
The leg is 4 centimeters too short, and it is healed in a twisted position. So I may never be able to walk properly again in my life because of the mistakes that was made at that hospital.
I am so sorry.
It happens, Brady. It happens, and it's occurring too regular with, like people say, small things that should be straightforward.
I got you.
Okay?
Thanks for calling.
All right, thanks for taking my call.
Caller, let's take this next call, and then we'll take a break out. Okay, do this. All right, caller, you on the air. Caller, you on the air. But I guess they couldn't wait. I guess you can call back if you choose to. We'll take our first break. And when we come back, we'll talk some more about this. This is Pearly on Talking Heads and Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Your pumpkin favorites are back at Dunkin'. Indulge your pumpkin passion with fresh baked pumpkin spice donuts, mouth-watering muffins, and delightful munchkins. Or sip a Dunkin' pumpkin spice signature latte made with a rich blend of espresso, pumpkin spice, and vanilla flavors, all topped with whipped cream, caramel drizzle, and cinnamon sugar. Available hot or iced, Dunkin' offers the ultimate pumpkin coffee experience. Head to Dunkin' today. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
You've tried everything. ASUS with your mother's cousin's sister's auntie, and even hiding your money under your mattress. But is your money safe? Your Bahamian dollar deposit in a member bank or credit union is insured up to $50,000. If anything happens, your deposit up to the insured value will be returned to you thanks to Deposit Insurance. Visit Deposit Insurance Corporation at www.dic.bs.
Protection for your money guaranteed with DIC.
Struggling to repay your loan? Let us help you get back on track with payment terms that suits your financial situation and improve your credit score and credit report with the Bahamas Credit Bureau. Inquire about our restructured loans today. Call us at 356-7764.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. Buy your local paper at Freeport Convenience Stores, Western Bakery, DeGregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Want to reach your Grand Bahama customers? Then call Barefoot Marketing at 827-4578 or message them for ad rates via their Facebook page. Advertising opportunities now include classified ads too. Keep up with all the latest Grand Bahama news in the Nassau Guardian newspaper every Tuesday.
The new KFC Nuggets have arrived. that unlike the no-gets, ours are handmade using 100% white meat, unlike the no-gets. At KFC, we hand bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets, in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
And we're back. We're back. The conversation has been quite interesting, and we've moved from looking at what's been going on with FTX and spending a little more time on the hospital. And I think this FTX thing is going to heat up a little bit more, and we're going to have some interesting things coming out of this. Text, Pearlie, the best cure for prostate is cassava. Brave was not thinking. That should have been a phone call, not an email. Stupid. Is the phone call the correct thing to do? So so Texter, you're saying it ain't if you do something wrong, it's how you do it wrong, eh? So the phone call it silly equates to the same email. Email is just the evidence. That's all we're saying there. Good afternoon, Pearlie. Great show as usual. This, your number one fan. What the man was speaking about PMH is the truth. I just had my experience, and I'm heartbroken about the death of a relative. We must talk about PMH and healthcare sometime. Something must be done. I will tell the whole story later. Keep it up. Good work. Now, Pearlie, regarding the fear of this person put PHM, but I think they mean PMH. I consistently asked for my elder sister to please relocate to Canada for the perceived medical safety of my mom and my other relatives, perhaps even myself. I may have to move to Canada as well. I must admit, I am somewhat afraid of PMH. I feel some type of way about having to deal with PMH to a certain extent. Personally, feel I have lost the much loved ones in that perceive and what I perceive was the hands of PMH. In a short period span of time. Okay. Pearlie, please ask your friend to call who said his wife's blood pressure was low. She broke her leg. He's going to Fort Pierce. Okay. All right. I'm going to send this to the person. And point noted, I agree. PMH is a death sentence. Sorry. When is the new hospital going to be built? And that's the question being asked by a lot of people. Carly on the air. How you doing, man?
Good afternoon, Freddie. How you doing?
Thank God for paying. I'm good.
Good. You know, Freddie, the gentleman who called from, I think it's Fort Myers in the United States.
St. Petersburg.
Yeah, Petersburg.
But we put somebody done put him in Fort Pierce. You put him in Fort Myers.
Okay.
He can be in Atlanta next, but no, he's in St. Petersburg.
All right. You know, back in those days, when we used to go to the movies and we used to watch Audie Murphy, John Wayne, Geronimo, and all of them. But one thing about those Western movies and even those days movies, at the end of that movie, you always found the bad man or the criminal getting locked up.
Yeah.
So that sent a picture, that sent to us that you don't do wrong and get by.
I agree.
But the movies today, they're getting away. And back then, if someone got shot, you had to see all the gory blood and all of that.
Yeah, back in the day, those shows were black and white. They were limited color, and you had a lot more constraints on what you could show on TV or radio.
Yeah.
And caller, so what you see happening is that now, to get more viewership and everything, people are now getting this too because they want more people to watch the show.
Yeah, and another thing.
You know, I mean, not to cut you off, but I mean a lot of people who love horror shows.
but to sit your child down in front of those things from the cradle, so they're being influenced. As the Bible says, a man thinking his heart, so is he. Now the movies today, they jumping on you with a big dagger and stopping you up and then kicking the blood.
Yep. Yeah, I watched the movie. I watched the movie Equalizer the other day, and Denzel was rough. He was rough in that, you know.
And then back in the day, when we used to go home, we used to replay the movie, Cowboys and Crooks. You the crook, the next time you the bad man, but you always get catch in the end. Then, you remember those bead guns we used to make? We make out of the wood. You carve the gun out, and then you use the clothespin. The last you get the tire of the rubber of the tire or the bicycle tube, and then you use the Ponciana, crack it open and take that thing and put it inside you. But we never used to go around shooting people and killing them because we had parents there saying, now hold on now, that's not reality. And so, but now today, when you sit your child in front of the television, everything is so gory, and nobody's there to give them that guidance and direct them what to do. So that's why we having all of this murder with guns. You see the young guys.
Yeah, but no. I hear what you say, but my grandson ain't watching them kind of movies. My grandson watching children's stuff that keep him in line with that. He ain't watching this gory stuff. And he's 5, you know, but so some of that is to blame on the parent, because if you got a 10-year-old or 9-year-old watching that foolishness, that's wrong. That's wrong.
See, I grew up with getting BB gun, but never had a real gun until I got about 19. Go bird shooting and duck shooting and everything, but we never, the toy gun with the crackers. We had all of that.
Yeah, we had all of them. But we thought differently. You know, when my 2 boys were growing up, they had PlayStation, they had Xbox. I spent money on that stuff. I probably get a bill of house. And I spent money on that stuff. They had it all. As it upgraded, they got it. From PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, it upgraded. Whatever Xbox, whatever it is upgraded. I never, ever bought them a killing or shooting game. Them Grand Theft Auto and all of them, never, ever. Yeah. They got them and they became 18, 19, 20-year-olds. But I gave them basketball games. I gave them stuff like that. Football, hockey, all that kind of stuff they got. And I used to kill them. I used to kill them in basketball and football until they realized what I was doing, and then they started beating me to pieces. But outside of that, I never encouraged. I tried to guide my kids in the right direction, and God has blessed me. I never been in no police station for none of them. So, you know.
But same thing with me. And let me tell you clearly, I was so good with the BB gun. You know, pigeon. I used to shoot pigeon, hit them in your head, because you can't shoot them in the body, kill them. But I was so good, I could have taken a BB gun and hit a pigeon in the head from distance.
I got you.
But never got in problems with no gun. None of my family, cousins and none, never.
Yeah.
Okay,
and the same thing, I didn't shoot a real gun until I went down to Inagua where my cousins take me shooting birds. So.
Yeah. But it's the brother seeing the home from the parents.
Amen, I say amen. Amen, I say amen.
All right.
Okay, my brother. Thanks for calling. I got another text here. PMH is a meet soon as the young people graduation that put them to work and with no senior. No, I ain't gonna let no. See, that ain't so. That ain't so. Because I have relatives who are doctors, and I know that they talk to my senior, and they talk about and then there's different positions they hold all the way down to the intern. So it's a group of doctors. They have teams, which is a group of doctors that work together. And when they go on rounds, they go and visit the patients together. So there's always a senior doctor there, senior consultant. So I can't let you say that piece. I know better than that for shit. I'd like Snoop Dogg say for shizzy. We got another call on the line. This is my last caller before we take our break and we go into the 5 o'clock news. Caller, you on the air?
Hey, good buddy. How you doing?
Thank God. I'm good. What's happening?
Sparky here.
Hey.
Well, sometimes it's really listen to some, but they say listen to the elders, respect the elders.
Yes, sir.
And that's where the wisdom come in.
Yes, sir.
But, let me tell you something. I remember the same thing. I'm 72. I keep telling you I'm 72.
I know that. I can tell you that.
And I can tell you some of the things from the Valley Boys first going on there and all that kind of thing. I got the history of already.
Yeah, you can tell me about the Vikings too.
Well, the Vikings, Sherman Bully them come a little later them.
Okay.
But they was Valley Boys originally, you know.
Yeah, I know this history. history.
Most of the Saxons was Valley Boys.
Okay.
You know, it was Gus and them who pull away from Spurgeon Smith up in East Bay somewhere.
Okay.
And Gus and them was little 14, 15, 17-year-old boys going to St. George's. They decided when they moved from St. Matthews over to St. George's and come over in the valley, they decided they was going to start their own little group.
I gotcha.
And that's how my mother got involved, because my brother, Kip Tinder, God bless the dead, him and Gus and Doyle and them was growing up together.
Okay.
And they asked Aunt Granny she was working at Malcolm gas station on Bay Street.
Yep, I know it.
If she could get Miss Malcolm to give them some money, and Aunt Granny gave them a box of cowbells, a box of whistles, and 16 pounds of these days to start the Valley Boys in 10 Street.
I gotcha.
Off Mont Royal Avenue.
Piece of history. But
1958. I keep telling the story.
I know you got something else to talk about. We got to go to the break, so I can let you point in there.
We talk about all these guns and all this kind of thing. I can tell the same thing with the fellow with the BB guns and the guns we used to make out of rubber and the Ponciana bean and all that kind of thing. But we used to sling. We could hit a Bacadub on the ground with a slingshot.
Yes.
Hit him right in the head.
Do a lot of that in the back of my grandma's yard in Chippenham, if you would, yeah.
We got a slingshot with a red rubber.
Yeah.
From the car, from the bicycle tire.
Yeah.
The bicycle tire, tie one piece of doggone shoe tongue. You cut the shoe tongue out of your shoe.
Yes.
Tie it with a piece of cord, put a little rock in it.
Yeah.
And doggone stretch that and hit that doggone chimney and thing.
Yep.
Body in the yard. Right. These are knock them lizard and thing.
Go teeth my grandma a little bit of salt and sour and go in the backyard.
We used to knock lizard out of the tree. Lizard, look at you.
Frog too.
Right in the air.
Frog too.
But see, these children don't know when we talk these good old history.
Yep.
We didn't pass it down. We didn't write it.
We did
That's
not.
One of our problems in the Bahamas now. Our own personal history.
Quick, Sparky, they're running me off the radio. You get 30 seconds before I take my break. It's almost
the
5.
The Bahamian people now got to start recording their history.
Yes.
So our children will know what we went
From
through
whence
to
we
get to
came.
where they are.
Amen, I
Have
say.
a good day.
Have a good day too, Sparky. This has been Pearly for the first hour. It got kind of great. We're going to take a break. We can get the news when we come back. We're going to talk sports, and we got some flag football we're going to talk a little bit about. And we're going to talk about that in-season NBA tournament that's coming up. Thanks for listening to the first hour. See you on the back half of the news.
Juicy fried chicken, mashed potatoes with gravy, and a hot buttery biscuit for only $5. That's genius! Part of the KFC Genius menu, the KFC $5 snack box delivers on flavor and value. Need to feed more than one? KFC's Great Picks has got you covered. Packed with 4 thighs and 4 legs, fried to golden perfection, plus 4 buttery biscuits for only $20. More genius! Hungry for deals? The Genius Menu at KFC. It's finger-licking good.
Wherever you are in the world, Cleveland Clinic's world-class care is here for you. From Ohio to Florida to London, Cleveland Clinic treats thousands of patients every year. Ranked number 2 in the world by Newsweek, you can trust our caregivers to enhance your experience across each step of your treatment journey. For every care in the world, learn more at clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, your everyday purchases could reward you with a lifetime of memories.
Something new and blue is on its way from CIBC First Caribbean.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We pay
bringing more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market, you getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy, and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first, guaranteed to pay. Island Games, we like them other jokers. We've been here from the start, from the bike to computer. Island Games, we gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Your pumpkin favorites are back at Dunkin'. Indulge your pumpkin passion with fresh baked pumpkin spice donuts, mouth-watering muffins, and delightful munchkins. Or sip a Dunkin' pumpkin spice signature latte made with a rich blend of espresso, pumpkin spice, and vanilla flavors, all topped with whipped cream, caramel drizzle, and cinnamon sugar. Available hot or iced, Dunkin' offers the ultimate pumpkin coffee experience. Head to Dunkin' today. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by the Bahamas Out Island Promotion Board, BTC, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, Kalina Insurance Limited, the Deposit Insurance Corporation, Dunkin' Donuts, Faith Center Ministries, Fine Threads, First Caribbean Bank, Grand Bahama News, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, and Tropical Gyros.
Welcome back to Talking Heads with Naughty, but no, this is Pearly, and we're talking sports. We're talking sports, and we've got our special guest in on Thursday guest, the flag football team crew. I'm still waiting on how to bring the girls from Avengers. We have to make that happen. But before we get into talking flag football, let's see what's happening in today. If you want to call me, 323-6232, 323-6232, or 325-4316, 325-4316. 325-4259, 325-4259, toll free 242-300-5720. That's 242-300-5720, and our text line powered by BTC 422-4796. That's 422-4796. Let's get right into it, and we'll get into our flag football in a second, but let's do the little homework. Today is Thursday, November 2nd, 2023. Today in sports history, in 1938, it was announced that George Herman, the Babe, who had applied for a job as a manager of the St. Louis Browns after being released as a coach from my Brooklyn Dodgers. In 1964, CBS purchased 80% of the New York Yankees for $11,200,000. The thing probably worth like $7 billion now, somewhere around at least a couple billion. In 1972, construction began on the Kingdome in Seattle, Washington. In 1988, a Mexican radio station erroneously reported that Mike Tyson had died in a car crash. In 1992, Magic Johnson retired from the NBA again, this time for good because of fear due to his HIV infection. In 1996, Michael Air Jordan was on the cover of TV Guide. That was a big thing back in then. In 1997, Eric Metcalf of the San Diego Chargers set an NFL record when he ran back 2 kicks for touchdowns. The 2 returns gave him the league record with 10 in his career. And in 1999, NBA.com TV was launched. Sports quote of the day: "The country is full of good coaches. What it takes to win a bunch of interesting players." Let me read this again. "The country is full of good coaches. What it takes to win is a bunch of interested players." Don Corraletti, ex-San Diego Charger coach. And sympathies goes out to the family of Bobby Knight, one of the greatest basketball coaches in basketball history. He coached at Indiana. I think he had 11 NCAA tournament appearances and 3 national titles. Considered one of the most colorful and complex coaches in the history of sports. Only had one, and it was what I found very ironic about his being such a great coach and winning all these games. He only had one player that was an NBA All-Star, that was Isaiah Thomas. Outside of that, he just put a bunch of not great players and put them together as a team and won some basketball games. What's happening in sports? Higgins sits in 17th place. Wrestler Maki will be in competition at the Pan Am Games. I didn't know we had wrestlers. I know we had wrestlers, but I didn't know we had wrestlers. So congratulations. I'm very excited about that. And my dear friend Danny Sumner receives the gold award at the CAC Championship bodybuilding. Good guy. Just saw Danny over the last couple of days ago. Congratulations, Danny. I'm really proud of you. His granddaughter is my godchild. Mingo soccer wins 2 match tours in South Florida. I think the sports program at the University of the Bahamas is really starting to grow, and you're starting to see some good things happen, and giving kids opportunity to get a scholarship and play for your home college. And I'm seeing some things. When they first started, you had them getting beat every game. Now they're starting to win games. So congratulations to the coaching staff. You're doing a great job out there, and hopefully you continue. Wonderful. Flag football. Now, see, you didn't give me no jersey, so I had to put on my Dolphins jersey today.
That's fine.
As soon as I walk with my people start saying, but y'all can show off, eh? I wear my Dolphins jersey, win, lose, or draw. Somebody wants to wear Pittsburgh Steelers. Nothing. You'll never see a Steelers shirt on me. Wow. My feet? Mm-hmm. And Jason, welcome to Talking Heads. Good to have you back here today. Last week you talked about youth flag football. Is that what we're talking about again?
Yes, sir.
Tell us what's been going on again and update us.
Well, Jason's going to let you know how last week went.
I want to ask a question before anything. Why y'all name the teams after the coaches and not after, say, Chippenham or Sapodilly or whatever?
That's a very good question, but we used to actually do colors and name them after their color. And then...
So you put somebody in the yellow team, you had a problem.
Well, the thing is, we had, like in 6 to 9, we would have, I think it was yellow, blue, and orange or something. Something like that, I think it was. But we would, and then 10 to 13, we had like blue, yellow, orange, green.
The short version is, administratively, it's just far easier.
It's just so much easier.
Okay.
It's far easier. So case in point, when you go with the colors, the teams you start off at the beginning of the season ain't the teams you're going to end up at the end of the season. So, for instance, we're about 7 or 8 weeks into our season now, and up to Saturday, I got new players coming.
Okay.
How would I have accounted for a jersey for that person on this team? And I don't even know what team you're going to be on, much less your size and all that stuff and what have you. So to make it easier, we've gone kind of generic with the BYFL jersey, which makes us very much more recognizable, because once you see that pop in royal blue, you know it's BYFFL.
Okay.
And then, so with the teams, now you say, how do we name them or how do we distinguish them? The kids normally, because of the 6 to 9, normally say, hey man, I'm on Coach Dawkins' team, that's my team. And that's how they associate it. So it's a lot easier for them, especially the younger age, to kind of identify what teams they're on and that kind of stuff.
I do come up with 1 or 2 good questions every once in a while, okay?
Yeah.
But just bear in mind, just know that there is a method to the madness.
Okay. So what's been going on? Tell me what happened last week. I can't remember the names of the team, but I remember some low-scoring games last week.
Listen, well, like I tell you, we had some real beat downs on Saturday as well as some very competitive games. So
it was really exciting.
Yeah, every Saturday we have basically 10 games that play between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. At the open field there, right opposite Thomas A. Robinson Stadium.
Yes.
And I can give you the scores in the 6 to 9 games, where Team NA won over Team Sheldon 6-2. Team Dawkins won over Team Sheldon 6-1, and Team Dawkins won over Team NA. Team NA dominated Team Dawkins 25-7. That's in our 6 to 9 group.
Okay.
In our 10 to 13 group, we had Team Dawkins once again being very dominant over Team Allen 27-0. Team Monroe, just beasting here in this category, beat Team Allen 33-2.
Okay.
Team Kevin, who's actually Muffy's husband. His team won 26-6 over Team Monroe. Team Moss beat Team Dawkins. Well, they had a draw in that last game. And in 14-17, the big game, we had Team D'Angelo beating Team Shavar 26-0. Team Monroe had only scored 12 points, with Team Allen scoring 20. Team Allen getting a win on the day. I think that was their only win on the day.
Okay.
Saturday. And then Team Shavar got a win over Team Monroe 14-8.
Okay.
So, like I said, the games are very competitive. And then if you know anything about youth flag, the game is very short as well.
Yeah.
So the halves are like 12 minutes running time. Clock is not stopping.
It never stops.
Doesn't stop.
I was supposed to ask that question, so it doesn't stop at all.
The only time it stops is for a timeout or an injury.
Okay.
And then in the second half, at the 1 minute mark, you have what we call a pro clock, where out of bounds, incomplete passes, stops the clock.
So inside 1 minute?
Inside 1 minute of the second half.
Oh, okay.
Only in the second half. Otherwise, the first half, you just tell them it's a 1 minute warning, but that clock is not stopping.
Okay. And so you find the games get done less half an hour then?
Roughly, we have them scheduled half an hour apart for the very same reason.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
every
what's
half hour, we basically have a game.
Who in first place? Who in last place?
So Madam Muffy here is oh, excuse me. Madam Muffy here is responsible for the standings.
She's the statistician?
Yeah, I don't think we have the standings out just yet, but I do know she has some players within some of those games which she probably wants to highlight.
Yeah, let's talk about them.
So, I mean, last week I had mentioned one particular child in the 6 to 9 age group. His name was Shinaldo King.
Yes.
And this week he was right back at it again.
This is the new Bo Jackson or the new Mahomes?
He's a little bit of everything because they sometimes use him as a running back, but then they sometimes use him as a receiver. So he's not a QB.
Wherever you
he's
put
a
him
good Debo.
But wherever you put him, he's going to make sure he makes a play.
Okay.
Yeah. So
how old is this kid?
Shinaldo is, I think, 8 now.
Yeah.
He started with us last year, and I think he was 7 last year, and now he's 8.
See, when you see it like that means he has a gift.
Most
and
definitely.
He has a grasp of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bright star.
Okay.
Bright star at a very young age.
Wonderful.
And so, of course, last week in one of his games, he had a pick 6.
What?
Actually, 2 pick 6s.
Okay. What?
Yeah, so that high-scoring game that Jason talked about, where it was a Ney 25, Dawkins 7. Shinaldo had 2 pick 6s in that. And then Ane's quarterback, his name is Shaquille. And he had the extra point for one of the touchdowns, and he had a pick 6 as well. And then there was another kid on that same team that had a pick 6. So basically, they got majority of their points all off the defense.
So you don't kick field goals, or they don't kick?
No, not
at all? Or
no, not at all. It's a highly offensive game.
Okay.
So even when you go for it, let's say on 4th down on your last attempt, if you don't get it, the ball just turns over the other 5 yards.
No punting?
No punting either.
Oh,
the field is roughly just 40 yards.
Okay.
So you get 4 attempts to get to the midfield, 20 yards, and then you have 3 attempts to score. That's it.
So you start from the 20.
You start from the 5.
So you start from the 5-yard line,
and you got 15 yards to go to
first down,
midfield.
second down, third down, fourth down to get.
Yes,
to get
to midfield.
Okay.
Once you pass midfield, you got 3 chances to score.
So
and then when you're within 5 yards of midfield or 5 yards of scoring, it's a no-run zone. You cannot run a running play. You cannot use a running play. It has to be a passing play as well, because the field is so small. So and the yardage is, if you got 3 yards to go to the first down, it's very easy to run for a first down by handing off the ball.
Yeah.
But it's not allowed. You have to pass the ball.
So let me get this right now. You start at the 5-yard line. Correct. You have 4 plays to get to the midfield, and then another 3 to score. So technically, you get 7 plays
max
to score,
barring a penalty or something like that.
So let's say I get to the 50-yard line, and I only make it to the 20-yard line.
It's a turnover to the other 5-yard line of the other person.
Oh, so you go back to the 5-yard line and start over. So you don't. So
the other
you
team
never,
goes to their 5, right, and start over.
So you never start over from where the play ends.
If it's an interception, it will start from where that play. The person got the interception.
Okay.
Yeah.
12-minute halves, 12-minute quarters, or 12-minute
12-minute halves.
So they play in 24 minutes. So basically, like you say, half an hour.
Correct. The halftime is 1 minute.
Okay. You said off air that you get a lot of kids you get a lot of kids come in.
Yeah.
Every week.
Well, we're still getting some kids in. Like, for instance, I had a parent who called me actually this afternoon here. She actually registered her child about 2 weeks ago, but due to some other situations, just challenged getting him there. She's asking, can I still bring him this Saturday? And so I said, hey, we got 4 more weeks left in the season. Bring him on down.
Okay.
But which adds to the complexity of what I shared with you about the jerseys and the colors and what have you and all that. So, we're trying to create the opportunities and leave as much as possible, involve the kids, because the program kind of goes the entire year with one thing or another happening throughout the whole year. So getting folks involved and not really denying them the opportunity is really something we're trying to continue to do.
So you say you get 4 more weeks, so that means that puts you, say, the end of November.
That's going to put us exactly to the end of November. The season ends November 25th. In December, we'll be focused on our 3 teams that will be going to Texas to play in nationals. And then in January, we have some other stuff planned in terms of clinic camp.
So when you say you have 3 teams, is there 3 all-star teams or 3 teams that won the league?
3 all-star teams. So what we do, when you compete overseas, like for instance, our league may be in group teams of 6 to 9, 10 to 13, 14 to 17. But when you compete overseas, you compete in a very specific age bracket. 7U, 8U, 9U, 10U, what have you. So we have 3 teams where we see that we have a good concentration of talent in a specific age, which is our 13U, 14U, and then we have what we call a high school or 17U team. So those 3 teams will be working out in December. They're filtered into the group, into the teams, into the league, but they still have separate practices. But come December, those kids will be going to San Antonio, Texas to play in nationals.
So we've done well in these tournaments in the past, traveling.
Yes, we did. We actually talked about that last week, where one of the tournaments that we went to, not the national one, but it was a qualifier. Our 14U ended up winning their division, and it wasn't even their division to a certain extent because they there wasn't any 14U other than themselves and one other team, so they ended up playing in a high school division where they competed against 17U and 16U and 15U and ended up winning and making themselves go up to championship, and then they won the championship for their age division.
Wonderful. So let me ask this question. How do you feel about the teams you're sending this year? You think?
Highly confident. These kids, I mean, I'll use the example Muffy just did. Last year when they won the division, and I wish this was television, we could probably play the video. The captain of that team, Mr. Christopher Monroe, who, by the way, is on scholarship playing at high school for the first time since August. He said to the guys after the game, 2 years ago, we came to this tournament. We didn't win it. I remember it verbatim. We came to this tournament 2 years ago. We didn't win a game. But today, we're champions. And so, keeping the groups together, that bracket together, to let them train and practice and what have you, builds the chemistry, allows them to kind of move in a pool towards, really being able to compete at a very high level when we go to these tournaments. So that has been working for us as well.
How's the young man working out in pads? How's he?
Listen to me. They actually just played, because I probably watched all of his games. Very good. His very first game, he came in as the backup quarterback, but once he came in as the backup, which was 3 weeks after he got to school, he came in as the backup quarterback, never left the game. Wow. And he powered his team to a victory in his very first game with pads on. Okay. I think the second week or third week, I saw them beat a team like 60-10 or something like that.
And where is he playing?
Subiaco. He's in, I think that's Kansas. I think he's in.
Okay.
But Subiaco, I have the name right here, high school. But they actually played, I believe, in the playoffs on Friday passed. Yeah, and I think that was to move on to championships, but they lost.
Okay.
To a little bit of a bigger and a little more dominant team. Okay. But he was kind of in and out of the game during that one. But he has adjusted very well. And of course, he's still a part of our traveling team. So when he comes
what year is he in school?
Probably, I think, grade 9. He's only 14.
Wow.
Yeah, just 14.
Okay.
Just 14. And we have a number of kids who are kind of in that age bracket. Another one who's off to school as well is Brian Neely, who's at Tallulah Falls. He comes home and he has played, even though he's been off to school from last year, high school I'm talking, he has come home to play with our traveling team when we competed in both Tampa and Orlando.
Okay.
So as these kids are getting now the international exposure playing for their teams or playing overseas at high school level, they still are a part of the team, and their parents are prepared to have them rejoin the teams and play in our competitions, represent the Bahamas.
How many kids are you guys up to now in terms of the youth?
We're at approximately about 200 kids in our program. Yeah, it's growing. I think when we started, we always have a little bit of a debate about this, but when we started, we were somewhere between 40 to 50 or 60 kids. And I remember our tagline used to be, because this was my promo for Youth League, I used to tell folks, listen, because at the time I think we were charging, it was a nominal amount. I said, listen.
75 was our first year.
Yeah, I think it was $75 or something like that. And I was like, listen, what you're going to get is babysitting for your child for 3 hours at a cost of $10, and they'll be walking away with a skill. Where can you beat that?
True.
You know what I mean? Just drop them to us, and we'll kind of go from the $75 is really just to cover the cost of the uniform, whatever the case is, and that kind of stuff. And it's the very same thing now. I mean, we've expanded because we're competing overseas. We have to include stuff like insurance and what have you, and all that kind of stuff. So the cost obviously has gone up a bit now that the league has elevated and the competition level has risen significantly, but we're seeing quite a bit of stuff that's happening.
Let me ask the personal question. What made you want to get into this? You played football and Murphy, I guess you bringing your children there.
Well, I'll tell you.
Well, I have a couple aspects on how I'm here, but let's start with Jason.
Our roads are different,
okay,
but they came to a common place.
All right.
So I would have played in the local tackle league here for the Jets, Jets Nation
representing.
Yay! but for the Jets football group here locally, and so I had the passion for football, and that was in the 90s and what have you. And then a buddy of mine who has passed away, one Saturday told me about flag football or something like that being played by Goodman's Bay, and so went out there, started to play and what have you, and then we organized a league. Short version was, took it by the mantle and we developed the adult league, then by extension, the female teams, and then by extension, the youth league.
Okay.
So we had those three kind of running. Muffy would have been a player at the time, eventually the commissioner as well, and what have you. And while we had the youth, but to get the youth league together, there was a common place. There was a gentleman, Mr. Lorenzo Bullard, who was trying to do something with youth. I had the passion to say, let's get a youth going. Muffy also, I was told about Muffy, who had, and there was another gentleman too, Carl Campbell, who's at QC now as a guidance counselor, had that view. So we had a meeting at Starbucks, Harbor Bay, about trying to get it together, and then we got that youth league kind of launched and moving on. And then 2 years ago, I just decided, listen, the amount of time I give to the adult league, which was like from February all the way to October, and the youth league only got like from November to December. And parents were asking, okay, what's next now that December is over? You know, it kind of made me make the decision, listen, I just need to stick with the youth.
So you're not playing anymore?
Depends. But the answer generally no. I coach for sure on the adult league with a female team. But my focus really all year round now is we put a program together that's all year round, focused on youth development, because the opportunities for the youth is just far more.
Amen.
So that's where we decided to put the focus in that regard. And we shared that similar passion and vision. And so that's how we kind of came together and really pushing the youth.
And what's your story?
So I was a player. I started playing with Pink Foxes and got recruited into the Spartans, which is where Jason was my coach.
Eric Hall played with the Spartans?
Yes,
most definitely.
Did.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, he did.
My good, decent cousin.
He still serves as the general manager of the Spartans group as well, too, even though he's
he crossed the road? Okay.
Yeah.
His mom and my mom are two sisters.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually my good, decent cousin.
Okay.
Nice.
You mean real cousin? Okay.
Yes, blood. These Nixons.
So I played for a period of time while playing. I think I got, trying to figure out if you added me into the adult league in commissioner while I was playing. No, I know. I left. I stopped playing. I had my second son, and my oldest boy used to watch me and go to all my practices. And my oldest boy was like, "I want to play football. I want to play football." Mind you, he'd always wanted to play football because he used to always say he wanted to tackle. He was only 5 at the time.
He wanted to tackle.
That's what he said. And so I was like, you know what? The only way this is going to happen is if I probably do something. So I was like, let me see if the adult league has, are they a league and I have to get permission from them to start a league, or if I should work under them, or whatever the case is. So I called Jason. I was like, Jason, I feel like I'm going to start a youth flag football league. I said, but I need to understand what the rules are under your association or your league, whatever. He goes, what? We've always wanted to do youth, but we just didn't have enough manpower. Let's do this. And so we ended up having that meeting he talked about with the other 2 people that were also interested. And so then we started. And that was so that my kids could play. And then, or my oldest boy, because the little one's only just started.
Yeah.
And then from there, while we were basically running and doing the youth league, Jason was like, we need a commissioner. You want to be a commissioner of the adult league? And I was like, not really, but sure. And so then I was the commissioner for about 2 years of the adult league as well.
Wonderful.
But after that, I was strictly the youth. That's all I really want to.
And we see a bright future in the youth.
Yes, most definitely.
200 plus now, and
The talent that you see, like the very first year we went off to the World Championships, or what we call the Nationals. Yeah. We took 3 teams. They were, I wouldn't say young, but when I say young, I mean we were new to this and traveling. And we had done practices, but after our season, it was really only like 2 or 3 weeks of them by themselves as a group to practice before we went away. And I was a little nervous. So when we went out there, first day, and I'm looking at all the teams, I'm like, wow, okay. And I was nervous for the children. So I'm on the sideline, like recording and doing all these things, but extremely nervous for the kids themselves. And when I started watching them play, I was sitting there like, what? Oh my gracious. They competed as if they were on the same level as those other children. And I was sitting there with my mouth just open, trying to figure out, like, wow, look how good we are when you see us up against them. And ever since then, they just keep getting better and better and better. But the talent that we have is just ridiculous. it baffles me some days. When you watch kids who have never played the sport before, they come in your league one day, and then you're playing a game, and they're like, fume, fume, fume. You're like, what the?
Yeah. So, all right, that's before I let you go. Schedule for this week. Who's playing who and when they're playing?
Jason's got that for you.
I do?
Okay.
You got it, Muffy.
We can tag team. So for this week, our 6 to 9 year olds, we have a noon game, which is Team Dawkins versus Team Sheldine. A 1 o'clock game, which is Team Sheldine versus Team Ane. 2 o'clock game, which is Team Dawkins versus Team Ane. Our 10 to 13 age division, we have an 11 o'clock game, which is Team Moss versus Team Monroe. A 12:30 game, Team Kevin versus Team Dawkins. Oh, that's going to be interesting. That's my husband versus his son.
Oh, boy.
Because my son is the quarterback for Team Dawkins.
Oh, boy.
And they've been betting for like a couple weeks now on who's going to win. And oh, wow. Anyway.
I can't wait for next Thursday. I'm sure the listeners can't wait to see who win the father-son rivalry.
I don't want to be in the house Saturday night.
Pray for a draw. Pray for a draw.
2:30, we have Team Allen versus Team Moss. 3:30, we have Team Kevin versus Team Allen. And 14 to 17, we have 11:30 a.m. We have Team Shavar versus Team Allen. 1:30, Team Allen versus Team D'Angelo. And 3 o'clock, Team Monroe versus Team D'Angelo.
So sometimes these kids play two games a day.
Most teams play 2 games a day.
Yeah.
And they get the most energy.
The most energy.
I play a quarter game.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for coming.
Not a problem.
We look forward to seeing you next week, Thursday.
Not a problem. Hopefully next Thursday we probably dive a little bit more into some things we have upcoming, because we have our second annual high school flag football tournament coming up. We did one thing, so we can probably talk a little bit more
about that. So bring all the details. Hopefully you get more teams this year. I think you only had 4 schools last year.
Yes, but those schools entered multiple teams in different brackets. So while it was 4 schools, we had quite a number of teams. Like I think St. John's may have had at least 3 teams. Both schools basically entered 2 teams. So you still ended up with over 10, 12 teams playing in the tournament.
Wonderful. Great talking, Will Flight. Muffy, good to see you. Jason, good to have you here. And next week, Thursday, we'll talk some more. We'll talk about the National High School Flag Football Championships.
Yeah,
this is Pearlie filling in for Naughty. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the World Series, a little bit about the game tonight. We'll take our picks, and then we'll say good day. We'll be right back.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
The new KFC Nuggets have arrived. That unlike the no-gets, ours are handmade using 100% white meat. Unlike the no-gets, at KFC, we hand bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets, in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Play with Island Games, we making dreams come true. Play with Island Games, we paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market, you getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy, and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first, guaranteed to pay. Island Games, we like them other jokers. We've been here from the start, from the bike to computer. Island Games, we can make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Let me ask you a few questions. What's your name?
Pam.
Favorite food?
Steak.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Is your money safe?
It's under my bed, so I guess so.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why?
Unless your money is in a bank or credit union that's a member of the Deposit Insurance Corporation, there's no guarantee it's safe.
Yeah, but what if something happens to the bank?
Your Bahamian dollar deposits are insured up to $50,000, so you'd still be ahead. Plus, your mattress might catch fire. Then what?
Man, those banks and credit unions are looking good right about now.
Visit the DIC's website at www.dic.bs. Protection for your money, guaranteed with DIC.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a call for your first boarding opportunity. Please have your CIBC First Caribbean account ready as we begin.
Something new and blue is on its way from CIBC First Caribbean.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
And we're back. Mr. Producer, Naughty did send you the final 10, right? What? We'll take care of that in a second. Anybody really watch the World Series? Anybody? I couldn't even watch the whole. I think it was the most boring World, in my opinion, and you know, maybe because my Dodgers wasn't there. But it was not an exciting World Series. It was not something that drove me to want to watch. The only good thing about a former Dodger, Corey Seager, well, we know the Texas Rangers beat the Arizona Diamondbacks 4-1. And I think Arizona lucked out in that one win. And I hats off to the Diamondbacks, who I did not pick to go this far. And not because I didn't like them. I just didn't think they would go that far. I just think that they didn't have enough to go that far. And so I was not picking them to go anyway. I thought when they beat the Dodgers, that was their World Series. And that would have been it. Then they came along one that beat Atlanta. Now they came to Texas, but Texas just had too much for them. Texas had a whole lot too much for them. And the former Dodger, Corey Seager, ended up being the MVP. So he's been MVP when the Dodgers won the World Series in 2020, and now he's the MVP for this World Series. Well, listen, when certain fella texted me this now, but he watched it. And the first, let me go. I watched. It was very exciting, especially the first 3 games. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna admit I was being a little salty because my Dodgers wasn't there. I can be real. I've been a little salty, and I started to watch a little bit of it. But I did watch the last couple. I did watch the 9th inning. I did watch. Last night, the 9th inning, and was very impressed the way Texas came back. They would be no hit up into the 6th inning. And they did come back. Evalde pitched a great game. He got a couple of jams, I'm told, and he got out. Texas had a lot of offense. They lost one of the treasure. They're probably one of the top the best pitcher. I ain't giving them that credit. They're one of the top pitchers, and they lost one of their great bats. But they persevered. They persevered and was next man up. And basically, Naughty likes to say that a lot, next man up. And the next man came up and did what he had to do. So that was very impressive. Will Arizona be back there next year? They're picked to be and they call it the not too early or the too early predictions, and they're picked to be a wild card team. The Dodgers are picked to win the division again next year. And they're picked to be a wild card, but they're picked to get knocked out. And I think people are picking Atlanta and Seattle next year. Right now, how they look right now. That's before any signings, any trades, any free agency, anything done. They're just looking at right now on paper, and a lot of people pick Atlanta to beat Seattle next year. Good luck. And that came from the movie Taken. Good luck. I don't say. Let's see what happens. The Dodgers got a lot of money. They got a lot of money they're going to spend. They're going to have only spend after if they got about 5 or 6 free agents. If they don't offer them, make an offer, and you take into the arbitration for Buehler, taking arbitration for Will Smith, they would probably be at $100 million. So they're gonna have probably a $300 million salary next year. So they got a lot of money to spend. They could be able to go after some people, And they may be able to go after Oshani. They may be able to go after the Yamamoto, the Japanese sensation. And there's some other pitchers out there. San Diego is talking about dropping their salary, so Juan Soto is going to be gone. He's not going to be a Dodger, but he probably will end up being a Yankee or even a Met. And he won't be a National League West team, so don't look for him to go to the Giants or anything like that. So that's going to be quite interesting to see. Then tonight, this is Muffy's team, my good friend Obi Roberts' team, and a couple other people I know, my good friend Siobhan Riley's team, Pittsburgh Steelers against the Tennessee Titans tonight. I think that the rookie Levitz is going to get a second start. He's going to get a second. He went 18 for 29, 238 yards, 4 touchdowns last year. And Kenny Pickett is back as well. So that's going to be some interesting stuff to watch. Then Derrick Henry, the running back, everybody thought he would have been traded. Tennessee didn't trade him; they kept him. So Derrick Henry is going to be on the fold today. He could be a factor. Najee Harris, you hurting my heart. I got you as a running back, and ain't giving me nothing. So the 3 and 4 Tennessee Titans against the 4 and 3 Pittsburgh Steelers. Division game. It's going to be quite interesting to see. I thought, and when I looked at the Steelers week before last, I was very impressed. I thought they were back. I thought they were being a team that was back, and then boom, the Jaguars beat them 20-10 last week. But when you look at their season, they got a rough time. They got the Browns, they got the Bengals, they got the Patriots, they got the Bengals again, they got Seattle to play, and they got the Ravens to end the season out. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do. It's gonna be very interesting to see what they do. But that's about it. I see with that. Let's do our picks, and then we'll get into. I haven't found you the final 10 yet, eh? I will find you the final 10. Why don't we take our break right now? When we come back, we'll do the picks. We'll move right into the final 10, and we'll say goodbye. Is that fine with you, Mr. Producer? Let's take a break right now.
Craving a sandwich that hits all the right spots? Look no further. Introducing Dunkin's newest star, the oven-toasted turkey sandwiches. Made with love and served on toasted sourdough bread, these classics are reinvented with a twist. Sink your teeth into layers of delicious deli turkey, crispy lettuce, and white cheddar. Plus, we've added the perfect kick with smoky bacon and your choice of creamy avocado spread or zesty chipotle sauce. Dunkin's got your sandwich cravings covered all day, every day. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Refined style with elegant taste. Then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video. Wanna step out and look great? Then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste. Then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama, and let me tell you about a deal you can't afford to miss. It's the 2 Fly Free from Nassau promotion. You heard me right. 2 people can fly free from Nassau. Just go to BahamasResidence.com for all the details so you can start your vacay today. There are 10 participating islands with 35 amazing hotels to choose from. You can go to Abaco, Acklands, Andros, Bimini, Cat Island, Eleuthera, Harbor Island, Exuma, Long Island, or San Salvador. There's so much to do on all these islands, you just may want to go to a few. And why not? With the 2 Fly Free from Nassau deal, it's like getting an island for free. Take your family. Go with friends. Arrange a fun, out-of-the-box business meeting or retreat. Your co-workers or employees will love you. Or go on an adventure with the guys. Or a girl's getaway from the guys. Or a romantic trip for 2. Whatever you do, you'll thank me. Visit BahamasResidence.com for more information. That's BahamasResidence.com.
Join Bishop Henry Fernandez, Shirley Caesar, and Jonathan Nelson for the Becoming My Best Self Conference on November 2nd to the 4th at the Baha Mar Hotel. You do not want to miss these 3 days of anointed music, worship, and the Word. Get your tickets now. For one price, you can worship with Shirley Caesar and Jonathan Nelson and participate in every session for the entire weekend. Register now at henryfernandez.org or purchase your tickets at Sometime Marathon Mall, the Galleria entrance. Contact 242-601-2012 for more info. Seats are limited. It's time to level up at the Becoming Your Best Self conference. Meet us there.
At Kalina, we want to be a part of your journey. Come, share your dreams and goals with us. Whether you're getting married, planning for that new home, switching careers, counting down to retirement, or simply wanting more confidence for life, we are here to listen. Let's plan for tomorrow, today. No pressure, just a chat between friends. Visit Kalina.com and connect with an agent today. We are waiting to hear your story.
Go CIBC First Caribbean. We help you to get what you want this year. Spin the wheel of wishes with a trip for two to Miami. Spin the wheel of wishes. You can win loads of cash for Christmas. CIBC First Caribbean. Win with your approved loan. Visit CIBC FCIB/Wheel of Wishes for more information. Conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
And we're back. We got a few minutes. We're going to get our picks, and then right after, we're going to get into the final 10. We got Colin Cowherd, the Herd, is going to talk about will minutes hurt LeBron. And I thought that was something interesting to talk about, considering what I heard a lot of people talking about that LeBron is still the face of the NBA, and he's willing to take those risks, and will others be willing to take those risks? And last night he basically took over the game in the fourth quarter and won it the other day. So let's see where that goes. Okay, let's look at the picks for the day. We got in the NFL, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Something telling me Tennessee can upset them, but I can go with Pittsburgh and I can take the points on that today. In the NBA, the Raptors at the Sixers. I'm going to take the Sixers. Detroit Pistons at the New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans look good. I'm going to take the Pelicans and the points on that one. The Magic at the Utah Jazz. This is a pick 'em for me. I think the Jazz can upset them tonight. And then the San Antonio Spurs is at the Phoenix Suns. I think the Spurs beat them the other day. So I think these fellas can want to bounce back and try something. So, and then we got a couple of college football games tonight. TUC and Texas Tech. Let's go with Texas Tech. Yeah, let's go with Texas Tech because they're home. It's a close game. Let's go with Texas Tech. South Alabama, Troy. Troy has been doing some good, decent defense. Let's go. I'll go with Troy. And then Wake Forest at Duke. Got to go with Duke. You got to go with Duke. Got to go with Duke. So I guess that's it. I mean, before we go, I want to talk tomorrow. And I haven't quite understand how this can work. But tomorrow, the in-season tournament of the NBA begins tomorrow. And all the teams are divided up into three. In the West has 3 divisions, and in the East has 3 divisions. 4 teams in each group, and they play each other once, and then the better of those teams go to the top. So we'll have the top 6, I guess. Yeah, the top 6 from them. So the winners of those divisions will go into the semifinals, and then there'll be 2 wildcard teams to make up to 8. And then they'll play each other, and then the semifinals and finals will be in Las Vegas later on down. So the games tomorrow count as part of the season. I'm not quite certain how the others go, so I'm going to figure that out. We'll talk more about it. But it starts tomorrow. They promise it to be exciting. They promise that it'll be intense. It'll have playoff fever. So let's see if that draws more people into watching what's going on. I don't know about it though. I understand what they're trying to do, and I mean a lot of European soccer teams do it and all that, and it kind of works over there. But I don't know how this will work. But we'll see. I mean, I'm sure they thought it out, and the NBA has been pretty good at marketing its product. So we'll see how it works out, and we'll see what goes on. It's been a fantastic Thursday. We have a saying, sure happy it's Thursday, and I'm sure happy it's Thursday. Naughty will be back tomorrow. I'll be on with him at 5 o'clock. We'll talk some more sports. We'll look a little more into the NBA in-season tournament. And we talk about the Steelers-Titans game. And we talk about what happened in the NBA tomorrow. It's been fun filling in again. Love being here on Thursday. I'll see you next Thursday by myself, but I'll see you tomorrow with Naughty. It's been real. Take care. This is Pearly, Talking Heads on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. It's so good to see you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.
LeBron was remarkable last night. He filled up the box score 35, 12, 7 assists in 42 minutes. 42 minutes. That's not ideal. Listen, LeBron is better than any basketball player in the history of the world in year 21. But it's remarkable how much better he is. At the end of the game, he had the most energy. He was the best player. He was the most efficient. If the NBA was March Madness and the playoffs were just one game at a time, everybody equally rested, one game, couple nights off, 3 nights off, another game, I think LeBron could peel off an NBA championship. I'm thinking right now, though, the NBA is long, the playoffs are longer, 7 games against the best teams, the best defenses, the same players in a series. They know all your tricks. They're long, hard minutes. He'll wear down. He'll get banged up. He won't be as effective. And that's why they're not going to win a championship. But it's year 21. Year 21. He's not supposed to be in these win sprints in November. It's supposed to be a marathon. And the Lakers are trying to scale back his minutes. And then it gets to the fourth quarter, and it's the Clippers, and you're at Staples, and you can't beat them, and it is a rivalry, and it feels like a playoff game, and it really did last night. Think about this. LeBron's played the second most minutes in the entire NBA. And if you count overtime, it's first. He's in year 21. It's not supposed to be this. And I would take a well-rested LeBron over 99.9% of the league in a big spot still. That's how much better he is than the league. So you say to yourself, well, the Lakers have failed him, right? Because they gave him AD as a co-star. Brittle, doesn't give you 70 games, hot and cold on the offensive end. The last guy you want to give him. But it's not like the Lakers failed him when you really think about it. The sport did. LeBron entered the NBA, and it was old school. Guys fighting to get on the floor. Now they're fighting for load management. LeBron came into the league. It was old school. Not everybody was rich. It didn't work that way. You were fighting. Leaders didn't have to be great players. There were leaders in every locker room. Now, guys are just talented. The NBA has done a remarkable job to find global talent. It has not done a great job to cultivate leadership. Too much coddling, too much load management. AAU basketball does not help the sport. So LeBron, it's very lonely at the top. LeBron's perfect teammate, and AD will do because he is an elite defender, having a healthy, productive year. He's a good guy. LeBron likes him. It's not like he's the worst guy he could be with, right? But ideally, you would give LeBron a young player in his prime that could play 44 minutes a night, play 70 games a year, and gives you 26 points a game. And says, LeBron, 2 out of 3 fourth quarters, you won't need to shift it into jet fuel. I'll take care of it. But that's not AD, and that's not the NBA. There's only a handful of players, and it's a handful, about 10, that give you 65 games of 82 and 25 a game. Giannis plays less than he used to, but Jason Tatum's there, Luka, Giannis, Jokic, there's just not many. Devin Booker. The league doesn't have that anymore. Trying to get stars to play 66 games, and I love the sport, and the league has done a remarkable job to cultivate global talent. It's why I'm watching last night. The quality's insane. But LeBron, all these years in, entered old school, it's new school. And AD's personality, he doesn't always want to lead. Jason Tatum's great. He's not really a leader. Luka's temperamental. Does he play well with others? There are very few guys. The sport has not created great leaders. It's created and discovered and cultivated great talent. So this is LeBron's reality. Fourth quarter and overtime, November regular season games, AD Reeves, get on my back. It's the world he lives in. Right now, LeBron, fourth quarter and overtime, leads the NBA in minutes, points, second in rebounds, assists third, plus minus second. That's his reality. The Lakers didn't fail him. AD's about as good as you're going to get. But when you enter a business and it's old school, and over 21 years it becomes new school, it's your reality. This is LeBron's, and he delivered last night. So here we go. This is getting very interesting in the Big Ten. Getting very interesting. Big Ten coaches got on a Zoom call with the Big Ten president. According to 5 sources familiar with the call, let me guess, coaches. Collectively, they want the Big Ten to act right now punitively against Jim Harbaugh. What are we waiting for? We all know what happened. Coaches use the words tainted, fraudulent, unprecedented. Every game they play is tainted, said the coaches, the sources. The coaches acknowledged on the call, according to sources, NCAA enforcement timeline's not going to change this season. But the Big Ten technically has the authority under its sportsmanship policy to punish Michigan right now. So what should the Big Ten do? Now let's remember, I've never denied there's wrongdoing. I've simply tried to contextualize how wrong and how criminal is this. Everybody steals signs in college football, but it's sort of like everybody's speeding on the freeway. 65 miles an hour is the limit. Everybody's doing 73. Harbaugh's doing 94 in his Maserati. It's making people uncomfortable. It's a little dangerous. I'm not denying it. But it does feel like it's more fudging on taxes than drug trafficking or embezzlement or robbing a bank. I mean, right? We've all stolen a pen from work, put it in our pocket. Harbaugh stealing the printer. It doesn't quite feel right. Joel Klatt yesterday on our show said this.
It's in its infancy. Everyone wants this to come to fruition this year, and I don't think that there's any chance that anything comes to fruition this year. Let's just say, for sake of argument, that the NCAA gave a notice of allegations to Michigan tomorrow. Bylaws say that they've got 90 days to respond. Season's over, and nothing's going to happen by the end of this season, and we'll see. And by the way, I have heard that the extension is back on the table. I wouldn't be shocked if he signs an extension at Michigan soon.
Now, there is a precedent for that. Harbaugh's a top 5 college coach. Bill Self is certainly a top 5 college basketball coach. Remember a few years ago, Kansas got in trouble? 5 level 1 violations. The most severe breaches of NCAA bylaws, including a lack of institutional control. That brought down Tark. Bill Self's in trouble. And Kansas said, yeah, we support him. We don't care. Signed him to a fully guaranteed lifetime contract. And a year later, they won a natty. And Bill Self today is doing just fine. Harbaugh and Self, in my opinion, were involved in things maybe at a little more uncomfortable level of antiquated laws and rules. I mean, let's be honest now. A lot of the violations in college football and basketball now are business. Self, Harbaugh get involved in stuff that everybody's sort of doing, winning a lot, strong opinion people, winning big games a lot, dominating a conference a lot, everybody a bit uncomfortable. And Kansas said, yeah, we trust our guy, we like our guy. And my guess is Michigan's doing the same. There is a precedent for this. From the very beginning, I've said, you can't go from, yeah, we're kind of doing it too, to sudden outrage. He won 10 games his first year in Michigan, right? 10 games. They were a mess, 10 games. Did that in the NFL. It's a really good coach. You may be uncomfortable with it. Those were uncomfortable with Bill Self. But Kansas backed him. It went away. Never missed the tournament. That's my guess on what Michigan will do. Again, I'm not denying wrongdoing. Video here, allegations there, some truth here. But it doesn't feel like robbing a bank or embezzlement. On a freeway where everybody's speeding, he's just going a little more dangerously fast. We'll wait and see. At least that's the side I'm on. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.